So I have another presentation. I was going to talk about the sensors, the Wi-Fi sensors that I'm building. I'll pass these around. This is the production version of the board. I'll pass them around. They're in different. They're all the same, but they're in different stages of assembly. And if you look at the back, you'll see there's a lot of surface mount components, and it's really difficult mounting the surface mount components. It takes me 2.5 hours to assemble one board using a syringe and putting little drops of solder paste on and then setting the components and heating it up on a hot plate or with hot air. Well, we now have an oven for solder, reflow solder, and I went and invested in this little piece of stainless steel that has some very precise holes cut in it. I'm not going to pass this around because it's got a whole bunch of lead and solder smeared all over it. But when I'm done, or after the presentations, I'm set up over on bench number 4, and you can come get a closer look at stuff. So I bought the stencil, and you use this by laying it on the back of the board and lining up the holes with the pads on the board. And then you take a credit card and you take solder paste and you just smear it on.
You're going to demonstrate that later, right?
No, I'm not going to, but you'll get the idea. And then you scrape it off, and the holes stay full of solder paste. And then you carefully stick a little tool underneath and lift it straight up off the board.
What's a Wi-Fi sensor?
It's a sensor that measures different things, and it reports its data via Wi-Fi.
For purpose of anything.
For purposes of anything, I have some things shown up, set up over here. I can show you later on, and these are being built for a client who's in the audience right now.
Has Vladimir got root on your machine yet?
Say what?
Does Vladimir have root on your machine yet? On your box? Vladimir? You heard of Vladimir poop? Oh, come on, Joe. Jeez.
What's he got to do with anything?
I don't know. I mean, he's hacked everything else. I mean,
Yeah, no.
Are you worried about security? Are you worried about security at all?
Brian can talk to you about security. Okay. He's handling that end of the project. Okay? What I'm talking about is this little mask. Okay? 2.5 hours to build one board. I got this mask, and I took 5 boards, and I put solder paste on 5 boards. I got my tweezers out, and I placed the parts on 5 boards. I stuck them in the oven, and in under 2 hours, I had 5 boards done. So, huge difference. I'm sold on these things. And I've got lots more to talk about, but I'm going to let someone else come up and talk. And if anyone is interested in learning more about the sensors or more about silk screen soldering, come see me later on.
Can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
Did you make that yourself, or is a company that's produced that?
This was made by a company that was formed by a couple of Hackerspace guys up in Utah. I tried making some out of various materials using the laser cutter, and it was less than optimal.
Otherwise known as a dismal failure.
This was not real expensive, but it wasn't incredibly cheap. But the difference it makes in the ease and speed of production, I'd pay twice as much for this thing.
You're going to talk about this, right?
Not that important.
That's what you're going to talk about. I'm asking.
Any other questions?
Board building.
All done? Thank you.
There's all the